following is a live production of iLink Media Group in association with the Canadian Professional Rodeo Association. Howdy, everybody, and welcome to Strathmore. Stop number 5 on our road to the CFR coverage leading up to the Canadian Finals Rodeo. I'm David Paulson alongside of Doug Young. Katie Lucas joins us for behind-the-scenes insights and information interviews. Outstanding day. As we wind down here at Strathmore, the final round. The top guns in each and every event, Doug, are ready to go.
Exactly. We've had the preliminary rounds already, David. The top 10 are here. You and I don't agree very often, but something we do agree on, and that might be the cowboy to pick today in the bareback riding, and that's Bobby Moat.
Well, how do you go against a 4-time world champion? The guy is absolutely sensational. He's been successful here before as well, and I really like his matchup. Of course, Ross River, Outlaw Bucker's great horse, kind of a cool-looking bucking horse, but out there, absolutely sensational. I think those two are going to get along real well.
Canadian champion, that's a big horse. Bobby Moat likes a big horse. He can handle a big horse, and the horse was raised in Saskatchewan, so I'm pulling for him today, David.
All right, well, right now, let's find out what Bobby Moat thinks as Katie Lucas chalks to the champion right now.
Bobby, you're on OLS Tubbs Ross River today. Tell us a little bit about the horse.
He's a big roan horse. I've seen him several times. Jumps and kicks, usually stays pretty close to the buck and shoots, and looks like a good chance.
Right. Have you been on the horse before?
No, I haven't ever been on him.
Right. And what do you expect from your ride today? How do you think it's going to go, and how many points do you expect to be?
Obviously, I think it's going to go pretty good. And I'm just going to go do my job and let the judges sort it out.
Right. Now, doing your job is something that obviously you're really good at. 12 consecutive NFR qualifications, 4 world titles. How hard is it to be that competitive for that long?
It's not hard because this is what I enjoy doing. I couldn't imagine myself doing anything else right now. So I just always am constantly trying to get better at what I do, and as long as I'm still improving, I'm going to keep doing this.
Right. What's next for you down the rodeo trail this season?
This season, I'm just more of the same. I'm just going to keep trying to win as much as I can, try to get to the NFR in one of the top few spots, and set myself up for a world title.
Right. How hard is, or not how hard is it, sorry, I guess, what advice would you give to some young competitors that are just starting and would like to have such a great career like you have?
I'd set your goals high. I'd try to get to a professional clinic, and I would never give up on your dreams.
Right. Well, thanks, Bobby. Good luck today. Back to you guys.
Well, we did agree on Bobby Moat, but Doug Young, that might be the last time we agree today. But there are so many great competitors that we can talk about in each and every event. Let's find out what you thought, what I thought.
Well, I think in the steer wrestling, we're going to go with the Canadian, Strathmore. He's 6th in the world. He's my cowboy today.
Well, he's absolutely spectacular, but you know what else I like? I really like Lee Graves. How do you go against a 2-time world champion and a 5-time Canadian titleist? So I love what this guy can do. Let's watch him right now.
You're so wrong. In the team roping, I'm going to stick with the Popescu brothers. They're from Saskatchewan. They're young, they're hot, they're ready to go. They're my team today in the team roping.
Well, in team roping, I kind of like Travis Booth and Clint Maddox. There's a couple of just outstanding guys that I think they're going to be very, very tough today.
My saddle bronc guy is Dusty Hotsauer. He's got the Northcott horse, Get Smart, been to the NFR, been a Canadian champion, both the horse and the cowboy. It's going to be great.
I talked to Dustin Flundra before the event today. He'd never been on Quitting Time, but he saw the horse. He loves this pen of horses. He just thinks they're sensational, and he's got the one to win on. He's my guy.
My cowboy in the tie-down roping today is Dean Edge, the Canadian.
Well, I like a Canadian champion from south of the line. How about Tyson Durfee? Couple of titles.
In the ladies' barrel racing, I'm going to go with New Mexico's Cindy Blanchard all the way.
I kind of like the reigning world champion, Mary Walker, in here, an all-American final in the barrel race, but I love what she does.
In the bull riding, TNT, Tyler Thompson is my guy. He's got a good bull from Vold Rodeo today. Who's your guy?
Well, I'll tell you, I love Tyler Thompson, of course, but Tanner Gerlitz, #1 guy in Canada, and he's got Bombs Away. Great bull from the Calgary Stampede. That, too, is going to be a great matchup. I love that bull riding. And let's talk right now about bareback riding and what's involved. It really is that physically demanding pounding that the Cowboys take in bareback riding.
That's exactly right. This event has no real practical ranch purpose.
Well, Bobby Mote, the guy we talked about and Katie talked to off the top of the show. Bobby Mote, of course, a 4-time world champion, and I just love watching this guy ride as Bobby Mote gets ready. He's got that OLS Tubbs Ross River bucking horse. Watch this. Come on, Bobby.
Look at the size of this one. This one will rip your socks off, but look at that Cowboy. Look at that. He can handle it. Bobby Mote's got it done.
Well, about 6-7 seconds in, it looked like Ross River decided, I'm going to throw something a little different at this Cowboy right here. We're going to get another look at it as we get ready for Bobby.
Bobby's a 4-time world champion, and we can see that Cowboy today with the turned-out toes. Take a look at the rip that Cowboy's neck takes. I like to watch that sometimes and see the snap of the neck. You want to talk about whiplash, good Lord.
And there's that move right there that we saw. Outstanding.
Bobby Mote from the first round came on in here with a good score of 82, so he was a half a point ahead of Dusty LaValle. Well, let's see what we're going to add to that one.
Oh, my. How about this? 87 1/4 for Bobby Mote. My goodness. That's going to put him very solidly in the lead.
Oh, that's good news. We might have got it right today, David.
Here's a guy who's having a pretty good month right now. The last 3-4 weeks, he's been very, very solid. And this isn't going to hurt him. Shadow Warrior from the Calgary Stampede.
Chase is moving up in the world standings. He's about $3,000 in 10th place right now. He's outside. Toes turned out, looks good. Shades of grated coconut right there.
Just look at that bucking horse right there. That is about as good as it gets. Didn't cover a lot of ground, just got high, got that extension, kick out behind. What the officials look for, and watching on the replay, what the judges look for is that horse to kick right out the back over the top of the head, and that's exactly what that horse is doing, kicking over its head and looking absolutely sensational doing it. That is a great ride.
A little bit of hang time in there doesn't hurt at all. Gives the Cowboy an opportunity to get his feet back down there. That's a horse that'll help you a little bit, but there's a lot of power.
Well, and he came in with an 84. That's what he was working on. This time he's going to be in at 85 1/4, so 169 1/4 for Chase Erickson on 2. Well, Stephen Dent from Mullen, Nebraska, getting ready right now on Stampede Warrior. This is an outstanding bucking horse. It was in the Final Four at Calgary this year. I love this matchup. This guy rides so well. Look at this. And the Stampede Warrior. Oh, hey, look at this. Nice, Doug.
Oh, boy, that was absolutely wild. That horse changed direction through the ride. That degree of difficulty will be reflected in the score. Cowboy is down, and I think he's just glad it's over. Wow. That's a workout for 8 seconds.
It really is. She was tough. She was double tough. Now, here's a guy who came in at 82 3/4. That's what he was working on coming to this bucking horse, and does a nice job on the horse. You know, he rides so well. We've watched him over the last few years just keep getting better. We talk about that, and he is kind of on top of his game right now.
That horse is very consistent. That is the 2011 bucking horse of the Calgary Stampede.
How about 88 3/4 points? I talked about being on top of your game. I don't know how you can be any more on top than that right there. Well, you know what? Road to the CFR is going to be back, friends, right after these messages.
Welcome to Canadian Cowboy Country. Our cover story is all about the international rise of one of country music's shining stars, Alberta's Brett Kissel. All this and more can be found in the August-September issue of Canadian Cowboy Country. To subscribe, call Kendra at 1-800-943-7336.
The Road to the CFR is presented by the Edmonton Destination Marketing Hotels, Northlands, the Canadian Professional Rodeo Association, and iLink Media Group in partnership with Travel Alberta.
Stephen, what a great ride today. Tell us a little bit about it.
Brett's one of the best horses going. I've wanted to get on him. You know, I was like the first guy to get on him after he was a novice horse, and I've always wanted to get on him since then. I was 89 then, and 89 or 88 or whatever today. I didn't make a perfect ride, but when they're that good, you hate to mess them up, but they'll let you still win a little bit. So.
Right. Well, good luck the rest of the season. You've been having a great season. Back to the rest of the rodeo.
Oh, that's a cool cowboy right there. He gave congratulatory remarks to the bucking horse.
Well, Stephen Dent, you know, we saw that tremendous ride. What a spectacular job he did. Stephen Dent's the guy that we're going to hear from in terms of a world title, I think, in the next few years. He is that good. Well, let's get down to our first timed event on the day as we get ready for a little steer wrestling, what the Cowboys like to call bulldogging.
One thing's for sure in the steer wrestling, if you do well, you're going to get dirty. We're going to wrestle the large farm animals. We're going to try and throw them on the ground, and we've got 10 of the world's best here today. There's the order for you right now that we're looking at, a good mix of American and Canadian cowboys.
Well, Ryan Conway, one of a couple of brothers from down there at Browning, Montana, is going to be our first man, as you can see in the steer wrestling. And, you know, he's been having some success up here, as both of the Conway boys have, actually. So Ryan going to be the first man. Now, in this event, of course, it's 2 cowboys, 2 horses, 1 steer, and a barrier rope. So there's 6 variables in all. If you want to do well in this event, you have to do well in all 6 of those areas. You can't really make any mistakes, especially in an event where our leaders coming in, we're at 3 and 7. They're going to have to be fast here in the short round.
Oh, I know. You love to watch the Conway boys. You know, you can tell that these cowboys are ranch raised. They feel very comfortable on a horse. And part of steer wrestling is being able to judge the movement of the cattle. How close you have to be, how close your hazer has to be. And that plays a lot into it. If you're ranch raised, if you do this every day, maybe it gives you a bit of an advantage there.
Let's talk a little bit about that score. The distance between that cowboy and that barrier rope is so important, and how quickly you charge that barrier rope.
Sometimes we think that the horse reacts to the gate, and that's quite the opposite. The cowboys have trained the horse to react to the cowboy's cues. If that horse jumps at the gate, the cowboy's probably going to break the barrier or break the score. We get 10 seconds added to our total running time. Now, Ryan comes in with 4.5 seconds. He's 0.8 of a second away from our leader. He's outside with Lee Graves on the hazing side. Good run here. Look at that.
Boy, nice. I tell you, that is nice. That is nice. Now, here again, we're going to add to that 4 and 5 that he started with, a 3 and 7. That's one of the fastest times of the entire weekend. Nice job by the cowboy right there. Oh, nice work.
Well, by my calculations, that gives him 8.2 on 2, and I don't know, that equals our fastest time of the rodeo. That's going to be tough for the other cowboys to get by. Nice job.
Well, Morgan Grant, we've been talking about him on our Road to the CFR telecast because he has had the hot hand.
Oh, I tell you what. Tie-down roping or steer wrestling, it doesn't matter what you need him to do. In fact, a couple of weeks ago, he won a rodeo, won the tie-down roping, won the steer wrestling too. That was his first time winning 2 events, but it's not going to be his last time. This is a good kid. He's got youth on his side. We don't see a whole lot of cowboys from Ontario, but this is a great timed event cowboy right here.
And he is all cowboy all the time. And I think this is another guy who has Canadian champion written all over him.
And he's hungry. He's young and he's hungry and he wants to establish a reputation, and there should be no reason why he's not a Canadian champion. Now, the steer wrestling horses have to have a lot of speed. When you ask cowboys about who's going to win the bulldogging, they'll say probably the first cowboy to the steer. This little bay horse of Morgan's could run. There's a good stop of the set. All right. Good as he could do on that steer.
Now, Morgan came in at 4 and 3, and he's in at 4 seconds flat, so give him 8 and 3, just a 1/10 of a second off the lead that Ryan Conway established a moment ago. So he's 8 and 3 on 2 and in second spot by just a 1/10 of a second. But you talked about it, just how good he is. Of course, he's the #1 man in our high point standings. This isn't going to hurt him at all. Well, let's go now to Sean Santucci of Prineville, Oregon. 27-year-old cowboy who right now sits 15th in the world standings.
He was born in Winnemucca, Nevada, in the ranch country. This cowboy will take his eyes off the steer wrestling horse and he will zero in on that steer. The steers have to get a good start, have to have their feet in underneath them, and we're outside. This looks like a good one. Steer stops a little. There we are.
Whoa, man! I'll tell you what, you talked about the fact that he came in here at 3 and 7 plus 3 and 8. Talk about consistency. How about just a 1/10 of a second longer? And he is now our leader, Sean Santucci, Prineville, Oregon, at 7 and 5 on 2 and the lead. Boy, oh boy, that was slick. Got there. You know, everything worked well. The horse worked well, had a nice steer, and handled him so well when he got there.
And did it under pressure. There's a cowboy to watch at the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo this year. We'll probably see him at the CFR as well, as it's becoming a convoluted route to the CFR this year on the road to the CFR.
And Sean is with our Katie Lucas down there. We'll find out exactly how he won the steer wrestling at Strathmore.
Well, Sean, what a great run today. Tell us a little bit about how it went.
It was just a great steer. I was fortunate enough to have 2 of them, so if you can pick 2 good steers out of there, just do your job, and it turns out.
Right, and you're sitting 15th in the world right now. How important is a win here for you in the standings?
Oh, it was big. A guy gets nervous, you know, throughout the year watching the standings, and I just had to quit. I couldn't watch it anymore, so I'm just happy to have a good one where I'm at, and a lot of thanks to my horses and hazers.
Well, good luck the rest of the season, and good luck at the finals if you're so lucky to make it.
Thank you, ma'am.
Back to the rest of the rodeo.
Well, there's our board right there in the steer wrestling. That's the way they came down. As you see, Ryan Conway got it started for us at 3 and 7. But Sean Santucci down at the bottom of the board, that 3 and 8 did a nice job. Gave him 7 and 5 on 2. That, of course, is critical because he, as Katie Lucas talked about, is the titleist.
He will be our buckle winner here at Strathmore.
The road to the CFR will be back right after these messages. Join us for the 40th anniversary of the Canadian Finals Rodeo. Mini packs and all event tickets on sale now. Visit CFR.ca for more information.
It's team roping time, Doug, and you know a little bit about that.
Well, we'll see what goes on today. We've got some very good teams. Now, I bet on the Saskatchewan youngsters today. They come in with the least amount of experience, but they might have the most amount of ability on the penny steers that we do have here today. This is a great big arena, and this is a little more like what you might see outside if you're roping cattle out in the open on a range. Backing in on that rolling ahead horse now. Good luck to our team.
Well, and they come in at 7 and 3 on their first run, so they're nicely positioned right here. If they could do something a little bit rapid right now on the head side, hard running steer, and hey, not bad, not bad.
If we've got some budding team ropers at home, we want you budding headers to watch the way that this cowboy handled this steer. That was absolutely fantastic. Look at here. We're out here. We're going to get a good, clean head catch. Watch the slack come down. That's clean. Now we take him around the corner very carefully. And look at those hind feet together. Look at the catch. Nice shot. Good deal.
And 6 and 8, 14 and 1 on 2. Going to give them the lead for the moment. Nice job by Clark McCarroll, Jordan Dodds.
These are the Pascal brothers right here from Saskatchewan, from Glentworth, Saskatchewan, down inside. Let's get that head roped. There, we've got that done. Courtesy of Jesse. Here comes brother Tyler. We got 2.
Hey.
Looks all right.
Popesco's come in at 6 and 4. And nice job by the Cowboys from Glentworth right there, the brother combination. These guys are starting to get that confidence, Doug, that you can see it in their bearing. They go in there thinking they're going to win, and they put together a nice 7-second run here to go with 6 and 4, give them 13 and 4 right now. And by my calculation, the lead to this time.
Good deal. They were my pick to win today. Wow.
I defer to Doug Young in the team roping, ex-team roper and a champion, so you kind of know this deal, and they're the leaders. But I'll tell you what, There's another team that's got something to say about that. That's Brett McCarroll of Camrose and Clint Bueller of Okotoks, because they come in at 5-2. Now, let's just take a look at it. About 8-1 or faster is all they have to be, but sometimes that's dangerous when you start thinking, oh, I only have to be this fast.
You never practice to just get one caught. And this one's got a little bit of a move. Can we get that back in? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, that was not an easy deal. That steer was really not cooperating all that well, kind of almost turned before you wanted them to, and they checked in. Let's see if we've got the time. Let's get that time. 6 seconds flat. That's going to be 11-2 on 2. How about Clint Bueller and Brett McCarroll? Maybe not the best steer out of the pen, but they used them very, very well, and are our team roping champions for 2013 at Strathmore.
Well, it's not a surprise. Clint Bueller, second in the heading standings of professional rodeo in Canada. Brett McCarroll, 5th in the heeling standings. And they have increased that. If you're not moving up in the world of professional rodeo every weekend, you're moving down, David.
That is absolutely, that is so correct, because it is a dog fight, and I'll tell you something right now. The toughest dogs in this fight were Brett McCarroll and Clint Bueller. Let's go to Katie Lucas right now.
Well, Clint and Brett, we're down here again. We spoke to you at Ponoka. You've been having a great season. What about this win? How is it going to add to your season?
Again, this is another rodeo I've never really done any good at, and for some reason this year my luck has changed. The ones I haven't really been doing good at this year have been great, so I'm tickled.
Great. Now, winning or not winning this rodeo in the past, does it mess with your confidence a little bit coming into this rodeo?
It makes me hungrier. I want to win it twice as bad. Right. So I'm very fortunate. I drew 2 good steers, and I got a guy on the back that laid them down right there real fast.
Right. Now, Brett, it sounds like your partner has a lot of confidence in you. How does that help you as a healer?
Oh, it helps me a lot. I have a lot of confidence in Clint as well. He's just going to handle them steers good, makes it easy for me.
Now, what are your plans for the rest of the season?
To keep doing what we're doing, just keep making runs, and hopefully we get paid.
Well, good luck to both of you with the rest of your season. Back to you.
Well, thanks, Katie. I'll tell you what, they were absolutely sensational at Ponoka, and they were sensational again here, Doug. That is a team that they love these Road to the CFR telecasts, because they're front and center just about every time.
And they're definitely a team to watch when we go to the Canadian Finals Rodeo. They can perform under pressure. Should not be a problem for them for 6 days at the Canadian Finals Rodeo.
The Road to the CFR will be back right after these messages.
Welcome to Canadian Cowboy Country. Our cover story is all about the international rise of one of country music's shining stars, Alberta's Brett Kissel. All this and more can be found in the August-September issue of Canadian Cowboy Country. To subscribe, call Kendra at 1-800-943-7336.
Down inside the buck shoes, we've got Cowboys getting ready. Saddle bronc riding coming up right now.
Well, that's Court Shear. There's your $100,000 champion at Calgary, and that's Pedro, bucking horse of Canada. And an outstanding combination right there. Court Shear, the last 5 or 6 weeks, is maybe riding as good as anybody on the planet. He has been sensational, and what a very good time to get hot. Over Cowboy Christmas, you talk about the Calgary Stampede, little $100,000 check for that guy, and he's kept it going ever since.
And to have a horse like Pedro on a day like today is a little bit like winning the lottery. 85.5.
Well, and to go with his earlier 81.75, that's going to put him at about, my goodness, 167.25. All right.
That's right.
Ryan McKenzie readying himself, the Jordan Valley Oregon man, as he gets set. Dark Side, Northcott horse. This is a horse that kind of flies under the radar just a little bit. Not one of those celebrated horses that you hear a lot about, but this is an awfully good saddle bronc.
This is a bucking horse stallion that's going to be used at the breeding program of raising bucking horses at the Northcott Ranch. This horse has been to the National Finals Rodeo, the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas, and the Canadian Finals.
Oh, man, that horse really threw a couple of early moves at Ryan McKenzie, and good on him to stay with that horse. I'll tell you what, Ryan McKenzie showed us a little something. We've watched him before. He's been to our Canadian finals and was en route to another one and then got hurt out there at Armstrong one year. But I'll tell you, this is a very, very good cowboy. And we saw him navigate that. Now, 83.25 is what he comes in at. So 84 would tie him for the lead. Anything over 84 would take him to the lead. Let's see what we're going to do right here for our cowboy. That's a nice effort right there. He's still got that good spur lick going, Doug.
Wow, that would have thrown a lot of cowboys off right there. He's from a cowboy part of the world. He's raised out in the ranch country in Oregon, and you can see that. He's been on a lot of horses. He knew that was coming. Here comes the guy that's leading it all right now, David.
Well, Dustin Flundra, don't bet against this guy because he comes in here with 84 points. So let's watch right now.
Now, the Outlaw Bucker Cowboys raise a lot of their bucking horses, but they actually purchased this one at the National Finals Bucking Horse Sale. And they are very, very astute bucking horse buyers. They do not buy the worst horses. They always buy the best they can lay their hands on. So this horse comes with reputation right here.
Well, I'll tell you what, I like this matchup. And Dustin Flundra, one of the real cool guys, of course, a 3 times Canadian champion, as you see him very carefully measuring that bronc rein. Now, the measurement on that bronc rein, we haven't talked about it today, but that's very, very important. You take too short a rein, get pulled down over the head of the horse, depending on the way the horse carries its head. Too long a rein, you go out the back door. Neither of those are a good thing.
And that's not much more than an educated guess right there. And we can see cowboys sometimes will adjust outside. We can see them slide horses a bit of rein, but it's very tough to try and get it shorter. Yeah, that's Canadian Championship style right there.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Dustin Flundra. I hope you had your cameras ready at Strathmore, because that was picture perfect right there.
Oh, was it ever. The measurement of the rein was right. What a start out of the buck chute. Watch this.
But let's watch it again, because I love what he does with his feet. As he gets, there's the spur lick starting right there, and he is so solid. Look at that. Toes turned out. That is how they diagram it in the how-to manual right there. Dustin Flundra, awfully, awfully good. How about 87 points, 171 on 2 for Dustin Flundra. Going to be our titleist as our road to the CFR continues right after this. Making its Canadian debut, the stunning new exhibition, Body Worlds and the Cycle of Life, is your opportunity to peer behind the curtain and see the concert inside yourself as you've never seen it before. Visit DestinationEdmontonHotels.com for more information. The Road to the CFR is presented by the Edmonton Destination Marketing Hotels, Northlands, the Canadian Professional Rodeo Association, and iLink Media Group, in partnership with Travel Alberta.
Destin, we're behind the chutes here after your great ride today. Outlaw Bucker's quitting time. Walk us through the ride a little bit. I know you had a bit of rein trouble throughout the ride.
That was a pretty good horse to have. Outlaws. I've seen him lots of times. Never had the chance to get on him, but I was pretty tickled today when I seen the draw, and that was what it was. And yeah, the flank wrapped around my arm about the second jump pretty bad, and it was there right till I got off on the pickup man. So I had that to deal with too, I guess.
Right. How does that affect your mental game when something extra like that shouldn't happen just happens to wrap around your arm?
It happens every once in a while. You just got to learn how to, push on through it. I mean, you can get fouled and whatnot all the time. So just little thing that you learn how to deal with and try to make the most of it.
Okay. And you had an injury earlier this year. You hurt your head at Wildwood. How are you feeling now?
Everything's feeling pretty good right now. Actually, I feel as good as I ever have and feel like I'm riding as good as I ever have before. So.
Well, good luck the rest of this season. Back to you.
We're Getting ready now for our next event as we talk about tie-down roping. And, Doug, I'll tell you what, you look at this roster, what a group we've got in here, including CORY Solomon. And here's a national finals rodeo guy, and CORY Solomon, $100,000 winner at Calgary Stampede. Tyson Durfee, been a Canadian champion. Dean Edge, just Mr. Consistency. We've got a bunch of very, very good tie-down ropers. All right, as we get ready right now, we're going to Shane Slack from Idabel, Oklahoma, sitting 13th in the world right now with $40,000 already won. Now, he was 8 flat on his first one, so 8 and 1 or faster would get him to the lead right now as he backs into the box.
He's got a little bit of room now. Oklahoma is tie-down roping country. Cowboys from Oklahoma really enjoy their tie-down roping. They ride great horses. We're riding American quarter horses today for the most part.
And there's that pig and string in the mouth that you talked about is the normal way, kind of the standard way of doing it. Shane Slack gets to this calf nicely. Can he be 8 and 1 or faster? I'll tell you, nothing wrong with the hands.
Whoa,
that
yeah.
was a blur right there. Man alive. Well, just a little bit longer than what he wanted, even with those fast hands. He's going to be 8 and 6 to go with his earlier 8 seconds flat. Give him 16 and 6 and on 2, so he's in second spot.
From Stephenville, Texas, Chase Williams riding on in. From a cowboy part of the world, David, there's no doubt about that.
There's that pig and string firmly affixed between the teeth in customary fashion. Now
when you talk to some of the other cowboys about Chase Williams, they say that this is a young man to watch in the world standings of the tie-down roping. They say that this young man has a ton of ability, rides a good horse, knows how to ride, and look at the speed on that horse. Now, that's a good catch right there, but that calf is down. Got to get him up. That took a few more tenths of a second, but look at the tie.
Now, if you wonder why the situation is, you have to let that calf get back up. If you don't do that, you're flagged down. It's a disqualification. So you got to put the calf back on its feet and actually put him down. The momentum of the actual action that's going out there right now can't be the reason the calf is on the ground.
Now that'll give him 16.5 on 2. That'll put him in second place, and there is no buckle for second place here at Strathmore.
Nope, nice check, but you want to win first. You want to win first. CORY Solomon comes in at 7 and 6. He was the fastest guy coming in here, and I'm betting that he's going to be solid right here.
Oh, he has got youth on his side. He comes from North Texas. His whole family is involved in the world of rodeo, and they'll be watching today. They'll hope that their boy does good. CORY, we're all behind you today, partner. Comes in with a bit of an advantage. Ryan Jarrett leads now with 16-2 on 2. Here comes Texas. We got a runner. Had to spank that horse up there. Now let's get to it. This might be the fastest set of hands we've got here today, but he's a long way down the pen. Hello, Texas.
Well, you know, he did all he could, but I think that might have been just a longer chase than he needed to have. That 9 seconds flat is going to put him in at 16 and 6, so just a little bit longer than where he wanted to be. Ryan Jarrett, Comanche, Oklahoma, getting ready. 2005 all-around champion of the world. He broke that stranglehold that Trevor Brazil has had on it for about 2 decades.
As we look at this cowboy, he does something that we're not going to see anybody else do today. If we get a shot of it, we can see that pig and string. That's the little one they tie the calf's legs with. It's not in his mouth. It's tucked in his belt, and he's the only cowboy that I know of that does this. Let's watch him go out and get the calf. World all-around champion, calf off to the right. Now watch that string straight out of the belt. We're in a hurry. Yeah.
I'll tell you something. For a guy who doesn't like the taste of the pig and string, he's going to like the taste of some money because he's going to get a bunch of it. That was just a great run. Totally different situation where he does not, as you pointed out, carry that pig and string in his teeth. Boy, I tell you what, gets there in such a hurry. Look at the hands on the ground. Give me the money. 8 seconds flat for the cowboy. How good was that? With his earlier 8 and 2, he's 16 and 2. It was tough roping today.
Oh, boy. Yeah, there's a breakdown in what we have so far from this final round. Looking good. Pig and string in the belt might be the way that everybody's going to do it from here on out, David.
I tell you, he showed us a lot today. Let's find out just how he did it right now.
Well, we're in the arena here with Ryan Jarrett. Ryan, walk us through your ride a little bit here.
I had a really good calf drawn. Seen him go Friday morning. caught a ride up here from Idaho from a rodeo, had to mount out, got a decent start, and went and got him around the neck and tied him up.
Now, you were 6/10 behind Corey Solomon. How much does that affect your game when you have to catch up that much?
It affects it, but I just try to block it out and go on and try to win some money.
Well, good luck with the rest of the season, and I know you have a plane to catch, so we'll let you go. Back to you guys.
Ryan Jarrett, what is it about this guy? He just is a champion.
The guy's a cowboy. You know, he came in here today. He borrowed a horse for the final round today and, you know, got along so well with the horse. And there's cowboys live their lifetime to get along with one horse. He jumps in here on a horse he's never ridden before and goes to the lead. Good Lord.
Join us for the 40th anniversary of the Canadian Finals Rodeo. Mini packs and all event tickets on sale now. Visit CFR.ca for more information.
The Road to the CFR is presented by the Edmonton Destination Marketing Hotel, Northlands, the Canadian Professional Rodeo Association, and iLink Media Group in partnership with Travel Alberta.
Well, we're getting ready, Doug, for one of the great events, one of the most popular events in terms of our crowd, and that, of course, is the ladies' barrel race. And what a field we've got. It's like a national finals rodeo group of barrel racers as we get ready for the three-time Canadian champion from Ulrich, South Dakota, reigning titleist as well, Lisa Lockhart. And she is on a tear right now. I don't know if she's ever had a better string than the one she's on right now, Doug.
This is such a good horse. This horse excels both indoors and out. And Lisa will get him started on into the arena today. A little nervous right now. What a great cowgirl. We'll look for her at the Canadian Finals Rodeo. She's got it started thus far this year. Second in the Canadian standings. She's 7th in the world. She's from a rodeo family. Let's turn that right-hand barrel first and keep going. Look at her lift that foot around that barrel. A knockdown, as you said, Dave, any one of those ram barrels down will take you out of contention. Now, let's run for home. Let's make up some ground.
Oh, my. That looked awfully, awfully good. That was virtually flawless. 17.335, fastest time thus far today. And that will give her 34.909 on her 2 runs and the lead for now. Now, we go to Fallon Taylor, Whitesboro, Texas. All right, let's go.
Fallon's been having a great year in Canada as she comes to us up in the Canadian standings. She is 8th in the world standings. She's been doing better. Now, Fallon Taylor raised this horse. This horse is a colt from a great old barrel racing horse mare that she used to ride. She says this horse is not easy to ride, but look at her fly today. Let's listen for the time.
That was rapid. 17.357. I think that's going to take her to the lead. That's 17.357. And she's going to be in at a 34.873. So she now takes over the lead. So Fallon Taylor from Whitesboro, Texas. Christine Laughlin, Franktown, Colorado, coming off a big win at Cheyenne, the daddy of them all, charges to that first barrel.
She's looking to go to the National Finals Rodeo this year. She's 11th in the world. These American quarter horses have so much acceleration between the barrels. We need to have that third barrel in our sights, and now we run for home.
All right, there's that charge. There's that charge across the line right there. How quick is she going to be? Oh, my, 17.166. She has been just lights out for so long, and that looks like Christine Laughlin is going to be 34.873. There they are on the run. But take a look at Christine Laughlin in the middle of the board right there, a 17.166. Just an outstanding run when the pressure was on. You come down to a finals like that, she was simply sensational. Let's go there right now as Katie has Christine Laughlin.
Well, Christy, what a great run today, and you came from a few places behind and in the barrels. That's not easy. Walk us through your run a little bit.
Well, it was an incredibly tough short go. The times were really tight coming in, and I just wanted to get in and make a clean run. The ground was really good today, and I just tried to stay out of her way. So.
Now, we're looking up at the screen here at your run. Just walk us through as it plays.
Well, I guess I was just trying to hustle her, and I've had some issues in a couple runs that I've had hitting that second barrel, so that's always a concern. She's been working really good, and I was just really happy as soon as I got around third and was headed home.
Right, now you just won Cheyenne, I heard. How was that for you?
That was a dream come true. That's one of those rodeos that everybody has on their to-do list when you rodeo, and that was just an amazing feeling. I'm really proud of that.
Well, congratulations on another win here at Strathmore. Back to you.
Thank you, Katie. We'll be right back after this message.
Welcome to Canadian Cowboy Country. Our cover story is all about the international rise of one of country music's shining stars, Alberta's Brett Kissel. All this and more can be found in the August-September issue of Canadian Cowboy Country. To subscribe, call Kendra at 1-800-943-7336.
With more than 800 stores, restaurants, 9 world-class attractions, and unique services, you're sure to discover your shopping heart's desire during your one-of-a-kind adventure at West Edmonton Mall.
Well, it's bull riding time at Strathmore, and boy, I tell you what, it was a tough long go. Normally we qualify 10 for that short go, today only 8.
And that's their names right there. The kids, Jordan Hansen, Dakota Butter, are the Cowboys that are going to kick us off down inside. And that looks like Jordan Hansen, pride and joy of Okotoks, Alberta, David.
Well, and he's got Indian Turtle. Pretty doggone good bull right there, I'll tell you.
Well, this bull should suit him today. This is a little black souped-up spinner Indian Turtle. That's right. Whoa. Bullfighters, we need you. Scott and Jesse Berner on side, and they're trying to get that cowboy undone from that bull. Oh, this is tough. Good.
I'll tell you one thing, Jordan Hansen. Now what happened right there, that bull kind of spun into his hand, and I thought everything was going to be just fine for that cowboy, but doggone it, he really did take a pounding and hung up going into his hand, which doesn't usually happen. It's usually when the bull bucks in the opposite direction that you get those hang-ups, but boy, he was really locked in there, and great work by our bullfighters jumping in there, and finally he did get flung out of there, and he's hurting a little bit right now, but that's a tough kid. Let's watch it again.
This bull is moving so fast, there's not a whole lot that our bullfighters can do. Jordan gets in a little trouble right there. Now, this bull is not coming out of that spin. Those bullfighters are trying to get his attention, and there, finally, Scott Byrne got a hold of him. Oh, boy.
Well, I'll tell you something, that is just a tough kid, and we talked about how tough he is. That bull was just a little better than him today, and unfortunately, once he got hung up like that, as you saw him on that outside and trying to get that hand out of there, everybody doing all they could, but it was a painful result for that cowboy.
More Cowboys looking to make some money today. Here comes my Cowboy to win in the order today. This is Tyler Thompson from Black Diamond. The bull today, much like the Cowboy, comes with a great rodeo resume and a bull that is very experienced. This is a bull from the Vold Rodeo Company called Rusty Nails. Yellow 1,400-pound bull right here. And this bull will get in the air. This bull will let you show your ability. I watched Tyler Thompson ride a bull here yesterday, and he is on his game over the last while. We've been getting used to seeing him win, Dave.
Tyler Thompson getting ready on Rusty Nails. Well, we haven't rode one yet in our short go. This isn't a bad guy to bet on to change all of that right here.
This is exactly what he likes. We're in the same position yesterday. Watch this. Whoa.
Oh, my.
Whoa.
He got in trouble early. Oh, man, he came down hard. He came down hard. I don't know if that's a smile or a grimace right there. And as is often the case, Tyler Thompson's still talking even after the ride's over. Boy, did that bull throw some power at him early on right there. That first move by that bull was almost unstoppable. Holy Dinah, Rusty Nails. Yikes.
Well, I think if I know him at all, he probably just looked back to the guys on the chutes and said, boy, I'm glad I got away with that one. Wow.
Oh, you're not kidding. Man alive. Okay. Well, we get ready now. Tanner Gerlitz, number 1 in Canada, bombs away Calgary Stampede. This is just a sensational bull right here. I love this matchup. I love this matchup. If anybody's going to ride 2 and cover 2, it might just be this guy right now. Third generation guy, one of the real great talents, of course a former Canadian champion as well. So Tanner Gerlitz getting ready, bombs away. Canadian Finals, Calgary Stampede, best of the Calgary Stampede. Absolutely sensational matchup right now.
Now, Tanner wants this bull standing up a little bit differently than the way he is. We want to have that body of the bull in as natural position as possible to get the good feel of the bull before you leave. Turn those toes out. Let's ride. The crowd is behind him this time. Let's go.
Oh, man, I'll tell you, I thought I liked his seat that first jump or so. And then he knows that he maybe let that one get away on him just a little bit, because I felt like maybe that bombs away was rideable today, but right there you see him getting tipped out to that right. That bull just doesn't quit.
And that bull is so broad across the back, he's hard to get a hold of.
All right, now Genghis Khan, Calgary Stampede bull. Let's watch SKYLAR McBride. We talked about him, sitting 19th in Canada. Will want to ride this one to keep his championship aspirations alive, because this is where it's all happening. All right, time. Come on, SKYLAR. Oh, man. Look out. Boy, oh, boy. That guy has taken quite a pounding today, and, you know, he might have been at a bit of a disadvantage getting on that bull because he was already shaken up a little bit. Tough deal right there for SKYLAR McBride, but man alive. Let's take another look at it right here. Now, right there, makes a nice recovery. I thought he was in trouble, but again, that right leg comes up, and once you're out of position with those feet, you're in trouble, and then gets a little kiss from that bull. I'll tell you, a tough day in Strathmore for SKYLAR McBride. My goodness, there he is as we get another look at it. Holy Dinah. Buddy, I hope you're okay. Hey, let's go to our champ right now, Tanner Gerlitz, here.
Tanner, a tough pen of bulls tonight. Can you talk about the quality of the stock that was here today?
You know, Dan Edge, our director, put together 8. There's 10 of the best bulls, and only 8 of us stayed on, so 8 of the best bulls in Canada, and it was a really good pen of bulls, and it's kind of crappy to win by default, but I'll take it.
Talk about your ride a little bit. What happened today?
That's the 4th time I've had that bull, and I've rode him once, and the other 3 times now he's bucked me off, and he's just big and strong, and he never quits bringing it, and if you're not right on top of your game, he's going to throw you off.
Do you like getting on a bull like that you know if you just stay on, you can win?
Yeah, for sure. Anytime you're in a short round at one of these tour rodeos and you know you're going to have a chance to win, so that's kind of why we do it. We like the way it feels when we jump off, knowing we just beat something that big, so it's one of them deals, I guess. You're not going to get bucked off, you don't get on.
Well, good luck with the rest of the season and our last few rodeos. Back to you.
Doug, this is our last broadcast until we gather up at the Canadian Finals Rodeo up there in Edmonton, and I'm very, very excited. And, of course, we're going to have coverage each and every performance, live coverage on the web, and then, of course, our final will be across Canada on television. This is a first-time live television at the Canadian Finals Rodeo.
You bet. The best of the cowboys and cowgirls and the best of the rodeo stock. It's going to be a great time, the CFR 2013.
So on behalf of Doug Young, Katie Lucas, I'm David Paulson, bidding you good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, from Strathmore, Alberta, home of the Strathmore Stampede. This has been The Road to the CFR.